Welcome back, legends, to our first tutorial game for Grand Fleet Admiral. We are going to play a classical game of Sector Snag, where we have 3 objectives inspired by the game EVE Online. Objective 1, right here, surrounded by a heavy asteroid field, only really 4 openings for ships. Strike craft can pass through these. We have our second objective here, which is a station, has a little civilian ship moving around. We're going to be moving those civilian ships every turn. It's just a little side thing that I do for my games. And then we have our third objective over here, little maintenance station. In EVE, it is, I think, a territory control unit or sovereignty hub, one of the two. We have the 1,000-point starter fleet for the Sino-Russian Pact. This fleet here you can find at my website, kobrafleetworks.com. And the opposing fleet, we have the Anglo-European Alliance. Also you can find on my website. They look pretty strong, 1,000-point fleet. We have a couple squadrons. I really like these squadrons a lot. It adds a lot of depth to that, but I really love the Sino-Russian Pact ships. They are really, really nice. Really nice. So, without further ado, we're going to deploy our Vanguard fleets on speed 4. So we have our markers here, speed 4, and I think, yeah, just these two are our Vanguard fleets for AEA. And then our next 1, 2, and I think that might be it. Let me check back here. Yes. So 1 and 2 are our Vanguard fleets for SRP. We're gonna move these 12 inches. So move it about there. I measure the very front of the base. So I'm gonna move right there. So bear with me, I'm gonna move all these ships speed 4 onto the table. So both of our groups have 8 ships as their Vanguard. So we're going to have to roll for who draws out of the bag first. This is the AEA. And the Sino-Russian Pact. So the Sino-Russian Pact is going to draw first out of the token bag. 4 and 4. So they have moved 4. And then we have the Anglo-European Alliance has moved 4. And 4 thrusts. So 12 inches forward. That is our first move. Our second move will be to pull a token out of the bag. We're gonna try to get one of these, and here's our little handy bag right here. We have 2. So 2 is going to be this right here. Right there. 2. So they are thrust 4. They're going to, I think, have 1 light company each. So they're going to deploy their fighters, or their drop ships. No special actions. We're just going to move forward. I don't know what special actions I have. There we go. All ahead full. So we could technically do that. Okay, we're going to do a skill check here. There are 4 ships in this group. This has an inspiring commander, so we need a 3, because the inspiring commander gives you a +1. So we need a 3 or above to succeed in the skill check for all ahead full. We got a 4. So we're going to move at thrust 5 instead of thrust 4. Alright, we moved 30 degrees to the left for 1 thrust token. And then we moved 12 inches forward, and now we have thrust 5. So we're currently with that 1 battle group right here. One thing I did forget is these guys. I was going to deploy the dropships, but then I thought again, and I decided that I'm going to wait to deploy the dropships until the next turn because they'd be within range of this objective. Now that that is over with, we're going to draw another token out of the bag. Zero. So this is the AEA player drawing a 0, so it has the choice to move either Battle Group 1 or Battle Group 2. So we're going to choose moving Battle Group 1, and we're also going to use nothing. We're just going to move it forward because we have all power to shields, focus all fire, and hard about. So let me look at that real quick and see if there's anything tactically I can do against that fleet. So maybe we can get into some shooting real quick here too. Ships in the battle group, so I need to get a 4 or above to activate the focus all fire special command. And we drew a 4, so that worked. So now all attacks from this battle group is going to be +1 accuracy against that, as long as they can reach to shoot after I move it. So I'm going to put this down again. Okay, so we are going to fire our missile pods and kinetic guns at these as long as they're within 8 inches. And it looks like they are, because 10 inches is everything else, so 8 inches, it looks like, yeah, they're all within 8 inches. So we're gonna shoot at this group and see what happens. Okay, so the Anglo-European Alliance is in range of the Sino-Russian Pact battle group. We're going to shoot everything at this group. We have a total of 12 missile pods and 12 kinetic guns. When we use our quick reference chart, let me pull her out right here so we can go over this together. I'm probably gonna just paste it onto the post video, but we'll just do this anyways. We are moving at 4, so our shooting effect is a -2. They're moving at 5, so shooting effect is -3. So we're gonna take some pretty significant penalties, which is a -5, right? And we need, for the missile pods, it's a roll to hit 5, so we're going to need a 10. But we activated our skill check here, so that makes it -1 accuracy, so that 10 is a 9. We have to roll 9s to hit this. The kinetic guns, they're a roll 4+. So 4 + 5 is 9, -1 is 8. So we're looking for an 8 to hit on the kinetic guns. So we're gonna do that roll real quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 dice right here. We're gonna roll these and we're gonna see what we have. This is for the missiles. We need 9s. So 1 9, 2 9s. There we go. There's our 9s. So we're going to take those, save that as the damage, So we have 2 damage so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is going to be our kinetic guns. Alright, we need 8s for this one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. So now we have 6, 7, 8 total damage to this battle group. You have 1 shield and 1 hull damage each. So when you apply it, the defender applies the damage done. And these are all the same ship. They're all destroyers. So we're going to pull out the handy dandy charts here that I have. I've got lots of charts until we get it all streamlined one day. They have 2 hull points, 4 shield points. So one of these destroyers is dead. That's 6 right there. Boom. We have our first loss of the day. It has exploded, took the brunt of all the damage. Yikes. That was a bad move to move thrust 5. If they moved thrust 4, none of this would have happened. So you can see how you can get yourself in a pretty precarious situation so quickly. So that is our 6 damage, and then we have to apply 2 more damage. We're going to apply it to this one right here, and we're going to take a little cube, and we're going to use this one right here. I don't have them painted, but this one has 2 shield damage. Actually, I put it right. I like to put the shield in the front. There. So we have 2 shield damage, 2 shields left. I mean. So that is the firing phase for this battle group. So now we will go back to our bag. And every time we pull the token out, we leave it out until this phase is over. I'm gonna go back into the bag. This is the SRP turn. And we have 5, which we're just gonna put to the side. Well, actually, I don't know why actually, that's why. Because if I get one of theirs, we're going to do it until we get the right number. 3. There's no 3 battle group, so we're going to keep moving on. What's this one? 2. Alright, so now they just moved. This is the thing about the one bag. So number 2, it doesn't have the mark. So it will be this battle group here. We're going to move them forward. They don't have any special commands or nothing I want to use. I just want to try to capture this as best as I can. We're going to move a full thrust 4 forward. And we are not going to... I don't think Lancers have any dropships anyways, but we're going to check. Nope, they do not. So there we go. We're going to move 12 inches forward. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have moved forward right here. We're moving underneath of the station. And we're going to keep moving forward until we come into contact. So that is the AEA's turn for that one. And our last unit here, we really don't even have to draw a token because this is our last unit to move. And we're going to move them. But what we're going to do is do all ahead full once again and try to get up here and maybe be able to do an attack with some MAC cannons. Let's see. We have 4 ships. We need, I think it's a combat commander. It's the inspiring commander. So we have +1 to our roll. Unless let's see if I remember the faction rules. Yeah, so there's nothing 6 inches because the SRP, they have a faction rule that's really important to remember. That if there are any... This gimbal's giving me some issues. DJI Osmo. Never get one of these. It was on sale though, so I can't really complain too much. They have the faction trait called Power Struggle. Russian and Chinese battle group commanders get -1 to their command orders when command ships are within 6 inches of another. Non-character commanders must be chosen as Russian or Chinese during list building. So this does not say on here if it's Russian or Chinese. So we're gonna make a little quick thing here. This is Russian, this is Russian, this is Chinese. The ship fell over. This is Chinese. Battle Group 3 is Chinese. Battle Group 5 is Russian. And Battle Group 4 is Chinese. So 1, 2, and 5 are Russian. 3 and 4 are Chinese. Let's see if I can remember that. But let's move. We're gonna take a turn actually and move forward 9 inches. So I will be right back. Okay, so we're gonna shoot some MAC cannons. They have 12-inch range. So we are definitely within range. The missile pods, they only have 8-inch range, so nothing can reach with the missile pod. So we are going to shoot the MAC cannons at the Lancer group in Group 2. Alright, so we gotta move the dice. Alright, we have 12 MAC cannons total and also 12 missile pods, but only, like I said, the MAC cannons can reach this battle group. So we are going to shoot 12 MAC cannons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright, so one thing that I realized, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These have hypervelocity. The MAC cannons are hypervelocity. So their negative bonus to my accuracy does not apply. So since I'm moving thrust 3, I'm still -3. But they're moving thrust 4. These guns are hypervelocity, so that means that their -2 does not apply at all. So what we need is, I think it hits on 4 or 5. Yeah, MAC cannons hit on 4. So we need a 7. So we're gonna roll these 12 dice and see what we can do. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these are 7 or above, so that is 1 damage apiece, and our Anglo-European Alliance will decide where they want to take the damage. So our Lancers, they have 2 hull points and 3 shield strength. So for 5 damage, so we lost 1. So 1 ship for each side has been lost. 1 Lancer's down and 1 destroyer's down for the SRP. And that, my friends, is it. End of turn. We have no ground battles, so we're going to just move on, and we are moving towards deploying our main forces. The scouting phase is now over. Okay, so this is a recap of our second turn. Our first turn was moving our ships onto the table for the Vanguard phase. Turn 2, we moved the SRP ships closer to the outside objectives, and the same with Anglo-European Alliance. They were able to get there a little closer because they did not have to turn. These guys had to turn, so even though they used thrust 5, they still they had to turn up to 60 degrees from up here, and then they were just lacking a little bit. But this group was able to shoot at the Lancers, and it looks like they'll be able to actually capture this objective with the dropships in the next turn. These guys, they lost one ship. They should have deployed their dropships here. Then they would have been able to take the objective in the second turn still and have an extra dropship and a fighting chance. But I don't think they're going to, because these guys have light companies and these guys have power armor companies, so they're going to get massacred no matter what. So in the end of it, I think the AEA is going to be controlling this objective pretty solid. We're moving into the so after this turn we have to roll a 7 or higher, and if it's 7 or higher we begin the combat phase. If not, we defer until the end of this turn, and the next turn we're going to be deploying all the units. So let's see. It's a 10. Looks like we are going into the combat phase. So let's roll. So I like to roll for initiative, and we're going to have Anglo-European Alliance and Sino-Russian Pact. This is before we start drawing the tokens out of the bag for our one bag token system. Wow, that's a high roll. We have SRP with a 9 and AEA with 10. So AEA draws first. Get our bag here. Shake her up. Two. So SRP gets to activate their battle group 2. Let's put that token to the side, and we are going to get this started. So the first thing we're going to do is use a special command. We're gonna do hard about, or not hard about, that's silly. I was reading that when I said it. We're gonna do all power to shields. So we have 3 here. We lost 1 ship. We don't really have to do a morale check yet. Let's think until we lose the next one. Yeah, we don't have to do a morale check yet. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. We were coming close. If they hit a lot more, we would probably had to do a morale check. But we're going to do all power to shields, which I read the rule to you. And of course it's on the other paper. Here we go. So, all power to shields. Battle group commander ordered their ships to divert power from drives to their ship shields. All ships are reduced to 1 thrust point for this activation, and each ship will regenerate D5 points of shields. Any other damage taken to shields until, will regenerate D5. So it's a D10 and divide it by 2, and you round up. Any other damage taken to shields until this group's next activation can be saved on rolls of 9 plus, or +2 to their shield save if they already have one, which SRP doesn't. So we're going to roll a D5 for this one ship. So D5 is going to be a 5. That's rounding up, so divided by 2, obviously, and yeah, so it's going to be +5 shields, and that's going to, I think, bring it up all the way. And that's a destroyer. 4 shield strength. Yep. Obviously. Didn't really have to look, but just doing it for posterity. So we're going to take that off, and that ship is back to full shields. We got their healing done, but they're going down to thrust 1, and we're going to deploy the 3 dropships as well for each one. So now those 3 dropships are deployed, and they move up over here because we're going to move into the movement phase. We're going to move them here. So boom, 1, 2, 3. 3 light companies landed onto this battle station. Or this, I would just call it the territory control unit. There we go. There, so SRP has 3 units here. And we're going to move thrust 1 here. We're just going to move straight forward. And we're going to shoot everything we got at this group. Right here. And we have to have at least 8 inches. Sorry about the noise. I have one hand here. So everything is in range. Yep, everything's in range. I'm gonna do a sweep because it's cool. Yeah, everything's in range. Zoom. Meow. Alright, so these destroyers, we have 3 missile pods and 2 MAC cannons. So there is 9 missile pods, 6 MAC cannons, and I think it said, yes, a gun battery as well. So the gun battery, we're gonna check out their stats. That's why I have everything written down, because I can't memorize everything all the time, and that's okay. So the fire points for the gun batteries are the sides, and it looks like they will not, I got something better for that, they will not shoot at them, as this is the sides right there. So, oh, we gotta move these. We have been slacking. They're now in motion. We're gonna move here, we're gonna move here, and they're gonna move here. Get a nice shot of this. Try not to get my kitchen. One day we might be able to have a studio to do this, right? Dreams. Gotta have dreams. Alright, so missile pods. We have 1 thrust this time. So it's no shooting effect for us. Missile pods have target lock, so it's going to be shooting at this target since it's the closest. It's 6 plus to hit, and it's going to be 8 plus total since they're moving at a 4 and they have -2. So 6, 7, 8. So we're looking for 8 missile pods. Alright, we have 1, 2, that's it. So 2 for the missile pods. So 2 damage we must accumulate on that. Next, we have our MAC cannons. And the destroyers, once again, have 2 MAC cannons, so it's 6 total. Hypervelocity, they don't, so we're looking at 4s on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more damage. So that was now that's a lot of damage. Alright, their ADS, we had 2 missile pod hits. They have, for their ADS, okay, so this battle group has 4. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And those are 2 shots. So they need to roll a 6 or above to shoot down the missiles. We have 8 and a 7. And I did forget to use ADS on the other ones. But we're going to say it was a malfunction or something. And both the missiles miss. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage to accumulate on this light cruiser. And it has 5 shields and 3 hit points. So it's at 2 hull points left. I'm going to use this right here as the hull. So this ship has 2 hull points left. We are entering the phase where we're going to bring these on, but we have to roll for those battle groups to bring them onto the field. So next, we're going to draw. This is the AEA commander. Alright, come on. 5 SRP. So, once again, Sino-Russian Pact commander is going to bring this group out onto the field. They're going to deploy at their speed 4. Okay, so now this is done. They moved up, and we're going to move on back to the bag. Let's see who's going to move next. The AEA must be having some communication issues with their group, or some speed issues with their light speed, or faster than light travel. They're probably going light speed right now. Oh, here we go. 3. So battle group 3, which will be this group right here. All right, let's get some action going. So when you deploy these, I've been forgetting to do this, but this group will move at +4. So they're gonna move 12 inches up. Okay, 3 has moved forward 12 inches. And now we're gonna go back into the bag and move our next. 5. So it's going to be this group. And this one will be able to move 5. Be right back. All right, so let's go thrust 5, back in the bag. I think I may have accidentally put it back in there. Oh, where it went. I think I put it back in the bag on accident. All right, 4. So SRP group 4. They're gonna move at thrust 5. So let's get this. Maybe I can get a good angle here. So 15 inches. We're gonna just move them straight forward. Oh yeah, this is gonna get crazy quick. We're gonna just keep them at thrust 4 because we already moved that way. So thrust 5, we got a little boost coming out of FTL. I'm gonna move this up. They're normally thrust 3. Okay. Next. This group. So we are going to deploy our drop ships, which these guys have. Just dropping stuff back here. It's a difficult place to play. But since we're moving the drop ships and then we're just going to move them onto here, we're going to push them. We're not even going to do that part. So now we have 3 light companies and 4 power armor companies onto here. these destroyers, they do not have Aegis. So there's no way they could have got those dropships anyways. I just wanted to clarify that in case anybody thought, hey, why, what if they were able to shoot the dropships? But they can't. So moving on, we are going to drop them down to thrust 1. And they're just going to move up just a little bit. So we're going to move up. We have 3 inches, but we're not even going to do that. We're going to just move up this. Just like this. And get them a little bit closer together. There we go. Okay. So now that phase is over with, right? We're going to shoot at them. This is probably going to end badly. They have 12. Yep, 12 missiles. Let me get the missile stats out. Yes, so 12 missiles and kinetic guns. There's no gains. Yeah, because they're moving at 1. And I wanted to make sure I moved a little bit. We don't want to go 0. That would not be very good there. There's no bonuses or losses for the speed that we're moving at right now. So the missile pod is +5. I forgot to do a special command. I already moved, so we're not even going to do it. And that's what happens. If you forget, you should just move on. And that's why you need to memorize things a little bit better. I'm trying to tell myself that, right? Alright, so we have 12 missile pods. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12. And we are looking for 5 and above. Uh-oh. This is gonna end very badly for this group. This is a strong Vanguard group here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, wow. And then we have 12 kinetic guns. 3, 6, 9, 12. So 12 kinetic guns. 4 plus. Wow. Just want to make sure I'm doing that right. So 4 plus. These will hit definitely. These are misses. Hit, 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 miss, 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 hit, hit. So these are definite hits. These destroyers have 1 ADS apiece, I believe. Yep, 1 ADS, so 3, so 7. So these can be deflected if it hits 7s, or shot down if it hits 7s. Oh, they all hit. Yikes. Alright. So we have this many hits to accumulate. They charge a shield, so that's full again. Destroyers. 4 shields, 2 hull points. So 4, 6, 1 down. The target lock. So this is what he chooses. The target lock forces it to apply damage onto here. And the SRP commander is just gonna decide whatever, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's burning, but everything's fine. And there goes this battle group almost. It has 1 ship left. They're gonna have to do a morale check. The commander was killed. Yikes. So, morale check. I think that's on their next activation. is their morale check, so they don't immediately do it. Or get back right with you. I want to look at the rules just to verify. Alright, so this has to take a morale check. The ship has been destroyed past the break point, which was 50%. So since there was 4 ships in the group, after the 3rd ship is destroyed, this ship is triggered to run a morale check. And that morale check is 6+ modified by the commander's morale bonus. There is no commander, so I think it's -1 from what I remember. Or if somebody can clear that up if I'm mistaken. So a 7 and above, this one does not have to take a morale check. Or does not have to retreat. And it's a 4. So we're gonna go like this. Turn around. We're getting out of here. So if it's broken, which it is, you could put a token up or whatever that you want if you want to annotate that it's broken. I don't really have much right now, so I guess I use some change. I use this quarter from broken Hawaii. Alright, so that is moved backwards, and let's just make sure. Routing battle groups, receive a marker. So that's our marker. Next activation, the battle group will move at maximum thrust towards the nearest friendly table edge. So the nearest table edge is where that's gonna go. So it's gonna go like this, boom, like that. There we go. So now we're moving towards the table edge. So the next time this one is activated, which is gonna have to be, I think, next turn, unless it's already in here. Yeah, we already did that one. That was the very first one. So now they're pushing back. This was a fool's errand right here. Okay, so moving on. Let's choose the next token. We already had our firing. And yeah, so that's the next battle group has to be activated here. Battle group 2 right here. So the Lancers, these guys, they're gonna move. Make sure I get the token out of the bag. There's one of them. I think I'm pretty sure it was the one. Let me take that. No, that wasn't the one. I took it out. Yeah. I need to keep track of everything better. A lot of things I'm doing at once. I like playing against one side. Playing against both sides at the same time. It's an interesting thing because I'm trying to, not be one-sided or biased towards certain factions. But we will move number 2 just a little bit. They're going to be in range of everything. This is probably not going to end good for this group, but they have control still, so they at least have their 2 points. So be right back and do some. Okay, so our Lancers moved here. They have a minimum of 8 inches for their weapon range, and this group falls within that range. So we have 6 missile pods and 6 kinetic guns. This group is moving at thrust 5. Thrust 5 is -3 accuracy. And we are moving at thrust 2, which is 0. So 8 for our missile pods and 7 for our kinetic guns. So we need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So here's our missiles. 1 hit. Okay, and our kinetic guns. And we said 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3. Okay, so 1 for ADS, and those heavy frigates, I think they have 1 ADS apiece. 1 ADS apiece. So they will, right here, they will have 6, 3, so it hits. So we have 4 damage to accumulate on the heavy frigates. And I have 4 shield. So one of them has 0 shield. And that's going to be accumulated on this one. So we're just going to put 0 shield right there, right in the front. I need more markers. I need to be more efficient. Those are always the best things. All right. Five. That's going to be this one, which I thought, yes, I already moved that. So this is going to go over here. We've already been here. That was the one I put back in there. Okay. 0. Alright, so we're going to activate this one. We need to activate this one now. I'm going to put an extra marker the next turn to verify, because usually I verify with the tokens which ones have gone. I just put them to the side, but if I have an extra token, I'm going to know and be able to track better, because I got to keep track of everything right now. My brain is moving 1,000,000 miles a minute. Alright. So, what we're going to do, we're going to throw out those drop ships, because they have our shock troops. They have 1. And that's group 1. They have 1 shock company apiece. So we're going to get 4 drop ships here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give him a nice shot of that. Okay, so there's really no special command that I need to use. You know, there's just gonna be moving these drop ships and hitting these with them, and hopefully getting 1 or 2 maybe. That would be great, because then they might have to retreat. So we're gonna move the drop ships first. And those drop ships move at 9 inches. So let's get this out here. Let's try to figure it out. Okay, so all of those can move onto the station. But when we get over here, it's going to trigger them to be able to use their ADS. So we're going to take them as they're going to be landing. So we're going to move them here. We're going to do an ADS check first. And if they miss or shoot or hit them, you know, if they miss, they're going to land. If they hit them and die, they obviously hit them and die. So here we go. Okay, so the drop ships actually, they can land because the Lancers, they do not have the intercept trait. So strike craft cannot have their movement disrupted. They're going to land, and we're going to drop 4 tokens for shock troops on this objective. Oops. There we go. So SRP has 4 troops stationed on here, so it's going to give them a point. And now this is, I think, our last 2. Okay, so we got 2 more to go. It'll be the end of the turn. And we can do points, or we can do ground battles and then points. We have 0. So that's it. Anglo-European Alliance. We're going to activate 4. We took it to the side. Get this bag out of the way. And we're going to move thrust 4. So we're going to move 12 inches straight forward. There's nothing in reach. There's going to be no shooting with this group. They're just going to move out and stand by. Okay, so now they are on the field. All of our AEA ships or battle groups are now out on the field. And our last group is going to be over here. And that's 3 for SRP. So these guys, move that in the corner here now. These guys are going to move forward. 12 inches. And they're also going to move forward to reinforce the left flank. So let's try to do it like this. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Put him right there. Yes. 5. There we go. We moved thrust 4. I'm going to get dice for the next one, a different colored dice. I'm going to use it as a turn over dice. Just one more mental thing that I can have on the table to let me know what's going on. So they moved forward. They're well out of range unless we use... Actually, we can't because they moved. You have to do the special command in the very beginning. And I already moved, so I'm going to let her ride. They forgot to make some orders. So that is the end of that. I think maybe we have one more. I think we might. Okay, so dropships have landed. We are now going to shoot at these guys. This is going to be a lot of firepower incoming there. Okay, let's see. They have per heavy frigate 3, obviously. And so it's 12. And they are moving at 0 thrust, so they get +1 to their accuracy. So here is our 12 dice. We're gonna shoot 12. They don't have ADS or anything, so they need to roll 10s. You need to roll 12 dice at, we have +1 this time, which is great. Oh, I keep misplacing. 6 + 1 is 5, and there's nothing. So 5s missile pods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they have to do 10. Nothing. Okay, so now we need 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12. Alright. And then these 12, we're gonna go +1. And that is the mat cannons. Hypervelocity, they don't even have a negative penalty anyways. And 4 minus 1 equals 3. Oh boy. So 3 ups. Let's see what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 2. So 9 plus 5, 14. And let's accumulate some damage here. So we have 14 damage. None of them are hurt yet. The Lancer has 5 total hit points. They're deciding to accumulate 5 here on this side, 5 here on this side. Oh boy. So that's 2 down, and then we have 4, so that gives this one 1 whole point left. Oh boy. 1 whole point left, and they're immediately going to a morale check with a 7 up. 5, so they fail it, and they have to immediately start turning around on the next turn. Lancers have failed their objective. That was gnarly. See what happens when you slow down? Crazy. And now, yeah, that's crazy. All right, so that's it. That's it for that one. All right, we are done with the turn up to this point, and next we are going to pretty much be resolving the CQB. That CQB is already resolved. We have to just resolve this one. And we have 3 light companies versus 4 power armor companies. And the light companies, they were there first, from what I remember. I think they were. So, yeah, they were first, so they would be defending. And they have an 8+, so luckily they're defending. They have an 8+ if the attackers, the power armor, these 4, are able to hit them. And they have 2 attacks apiece. Alright. Make sure that their stats, the power armor for the 80A is the same. Power armor. I know I have it. Power armor. 2 attacks. Yes. So 4/4. And they also have 4/4. So I think most all the power armor in the games is pretty much the same. There might be some differentiations. So the power armor is attacking. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Oh. All of them hit except for 1. Alright, the save is 9. 1 save. There's 3. 1, 2. Yeah, they're dead. So those 3 are dead. But let me go back to the rules because I think that they get to attack before they die. So let me make sure. Okay, so when the damage is scored, each player takes turn assigning damage. So we both at the same time roll our defend or attack. So they're attacking, and they're both sides. Okay, so both sides are attacking. That's what it is. So I have to roll 10s. So I get 3. Yeah, there's no reason to even roll it because none of them even made it anyways. So that, let's say that was, in the beginning. So they rolled and then they rolled. They made all those hits. They had to make the saves. They couldn't make all those saves, and they didn't make any hits at all. So the power armor is now on the field for this objective, and the 3 light companies for the SRP has been defeated. Okay, so now that's that turn, and I'll be right back and clean the table off, and we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so after round 3, we have the Sino-Russian Pact in ground control of this objective, with the Anglo-European Alliance tucking tail and running away from this engagement as the Sino-Russian Pact starts to approach our outer objective, or outer station objective. Nobody has seemed to want to go towards the middle except for the AEA, so it seems they might be able to control this in the next turn here. Possibly. We'll see how they maneuver through these through this asteroid field. It might force them to break cohesion, so we never know until we get there. We have pretty much on both sides, we have one battle group each that has had to turn tail and retreat. I did not add a marker on that one yet. Let me grab a cone. Stuff back here. So we got a coin. That's our retreat coin there. So they are retreating. And our main fleet for the AEA has arrived over here. We have our heavy hitters moving on the left flank, while the bulk of the ships that are undamaged, except for our ship up here that has 0 shield, they are moving up. And from what I have heard on the back channels is that the SRP commander is attempting to do a pincer maneuver where they're going to move this way. These guys are going to move this way, and they're going to try to wipe them out while fanning their way out this way. But now we're in between the turns, so we're going to move these guys. These guys are like, holy crap, what is going on? We need to get out of here. Now they're kind of blocking this group, so they're not going to, these guys aren't going to be able to turn left. They're going to have to go to the right. These guys are going to move this way, and they're moving some goods over here, so they're docking up. And this one's moving here. And that's it for the civilians. So as we add up the points, we have, I think they have to be within 4 inches, the battle group commander does, so they might have made a critical mistake there. Nope, it's within. Okay, so 1, 2 points. So that's 4 points for AEA and 1 point for SRP. Alright, because I like to, I'm gonna roll for initiative again. It's AEA with purple and SRP with a blue. No, it's kind of backwards, but okay. SRP draws first. We are now entering turn 4. Nobody has decided to go for the middle yet, but that might change in this turn. Alright, SRP commander is drawing. We have an AEA2. So that is this guy right here. And he is going to have to roll, I think, no, he's heading over this way unless he rolls. I'll be right back. Okay, so they have to move no matter what. It's the next activation is when they can try to get back into the game. So 2 has been activated. And that is going to move them back. It's kind of a blessing for this one ship. It has 1 hull left, so, you know, and I think the human aspect, getting out of here, and these guys coming up, those people get to live. They get to live and fight another day. And they're still retreating. And the SRP, the Sino-Russian Pact, they have firm control onto the station. We have our Battle Group 2 has been retreating. And next we have the AEA commander is drawing there. 4. And that 4 is for this group. And their Commander Pearson, or excuse me, I think I just misranked her. Rear Admiral Pearson. Oh man, that's I just had a little flashback there. I suppose I shall tell the story. So when I was in the Air Force, I was in basic training. And it was actually after basic training, we were doing our tech school. And I was still in Lackland Air Force Base doing my basic aircrew training. And we were doing PT in the morning, and we stayed in the same barracks as everybody else, you know, all the service personnel and all that stuff. If you're air crew, you just got, you know, whatever was available, that's what they put you in, because there wasn't enough of you to, you know, to keep you all organized. But we were doing PT in the morning, and I seen these 2 females screaming at each other, yelling at each other, and I'm like, what's going on here? No, it was the one girl was screaming at the other girl. That's and I, you know, I'm doing my lap, and I walk up or run up, and I'm like, hey, leave that girl alone. She didn't do nothing to you. There's no reason to fight. But I didn't realize, in my lack of judgment, that other lady that was yelling at her, they looked about the same age. You know, they both looked really young, and she was one of the training instructors. And all of a sudden I seen all the other ones that I knew already that they're instructors. They all start honing in on me. I mean, everybody. There's like 10 people at least. And, you know, this is in front of like 100 some odd people at least, you know. And I'm just getting screamed at and screamed at and screamed at and screamed at. Oh boy, it was an interesting time. But story aside now, I wound up apologizing, you know, and you know, being a good airman, and we had a good laugh at it. Actually, the lady that was the instructor, her and me had a good laugh in the office, and they didn't reprimand me, thank God. I did actually kind of get reprimanded. I had to do REMO, which is remotivational training or whatever, and it was like a day, and they take you to like the jail and show you this is what'll happen if you're bad. It was funny. didn't teach me anything other than to just not say anything to anyone. But without further ado, let's move Battle Group 4 up into their next position. I take that back because I want to deploy their craft, and that's Battle Group 4. So they have 8. Yeah, so 2 shot companies, 2, 4, 6, 8. So they have 8 dropships that get deployed. This is our main force. And it's all of them are shot companies. There's 4. Okay. And they all come out of these. So each one of these will get 2 dropships. The light cruisers. The AEA light cruisers. And a little shameless self-promotion, you can find all these ships at CobraFleetworks.com. If you want any physically printed out ships, you can still buy them from me. So if you don't want to buy a 3D printer and deal with all that gross resin stuff, I will deal with it gladly for you. I have all the safety equipment and everything running, not 24/7, but you know, running pretty decent. I like to make a lot of things. So, all right. So now we have the dropships deployed, and the dropships are going to move first, and they have a range of 9. So I don't think they're gonna quite make it there yet, but, and this is gonna stay 4, because I think these, I'm gonna check, but I think these have thrust 4. But the drop ships, so they're all gonna move in this one little spot. So I'm gonna move them all right here. So that's the maximum for the ones in the furthest in the back. Let's move them. Let's be a little OCD with them and get these things up in the front. Look at that. And that swarm of dropships. They are getting ready to invade the Keep Star. The next one there will definitely be in range. Okay, so the next thing is look at this, make sure the light cruisers have 4. Yep, maximum thrust is 4, so they can go 12 inches. And the forward ones be right there. So they're gonna move in a tighter formation. It's like, right here is like 12 inches, so we're gonna just keep going. And their maximum range, I think, was 10 inches, because the mech, oops, that's the downside. I need a little poke. It's like operation. If I grab it wrong, it's gonna knock everything over and zap me. Yeah, right. Plastic zapping people. I have never. 3. There we go. So 3 thrusts. This one's getting out of here. They have moved, and that's a heavy asteroid field. So all of these are technically heavy asteroid fields. None of them are light ones. So I think some of them can shoot it, but I don't know if it's in range. So this would be able to That one's still. It's just these ones in the back. So these patrol boats or attack boats. I think they're attack boats. Yeah. The attack boats cannot hit them. But these ones, if they're in range, which I don't think they are. Wait, yeah, 12 mat cannons. Duh. But they don't have any. Yeah, it's the Lancers. They're the ones that have the mat cannons. That's why they almost got them. I think yeah, I called them kinetic guns, but I was counting them as mat cannons. It's following there. Alright, so anywho, they've moved up here, and we have 10 inches because the attack boats, they don't have mat cannons, do they? No, they have kinetic guns, so it's 10 inches. And they reach. So 2 of these attack boats can actually shoot at that group. And they will be shooting only the Anglo missile pods. They have 4 each, so that's 8 total. They're moving at thrust 3, so that's -1. And they're stopped, so that's +1. So it negates all of that. So it's a 5 up, and we need to roll 2, 4, 8 dice. 4, 8 on 5s. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits, and ADS -4, so 6. 1, 2 hit, and he wants it's actually, it has to go into one of this. Yeah, it has to go this one because this is the only one that was in range. So it'll go into hull, 2 damage, and the heavy has 3 hull, so he has 1 hull left. So we grab our little marker and put 1. So now, you know, he's got 1 hull left. That was kind of sucky. You know, they can't really shoot everything, but, you know, damage is damage. You know, that's all I gotta say. Damage is damage. Alright, moving on. Now that this one has moved, we're going to put a little marker so we can continue to monitor our progress. Alright, so now it's the SRP commander. So before I draw this, I was looking at her rules, and her rules, you're supposed to add 2 green bit tokens. I'm really confused on what those do. It says there's SRP specific and cannot be used by the opposing player. If the opponent draws them, then put them aside until the end of the turn, and they must draw again. What are they used for? That's one I just don't get it. So, if I could get some clarification on that, would be awesome. But it's weird. I just don't understand it. So I'm just not gonna ask too many questions. I'm just not gonna, you know, it's just, yeah, we'll leave it as that. But so this is moved, and we have to draw the next token. Let's move our dice over here. Trying to keep things organized and clean as we play. To the best visual thing as possible, because as you can see, I'm a little messy right now on the outsides. A lot of stuff going on. Okay, we have an SRP 3. So it's going to be this group right here. They are reduced down to thrust 3 since this is the new turn, and we are going to move them forward. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're moving forward 9 inches for 3 thrust tokens. And we're gonna try to lay waste into that battle group right there. Put him. I like to make things look cool. Okay, I'm gonna have him as a rear guard here. Alright, and then for our maximum range, or minimum range, we have gun batteries at the side, which we can't use. 8 inches for missile pods. Inches. Okay. So this one I'm just gonna move him up back to where he was. Because having him back there, he's out of range. Alright, so now they're all in range here. Now still under 9 inches. Okay. 8-inch range. There we go. So now we're all good. We're gonna return fire back onto them. They're slow, so they have nothing. They're screwed. So we have 3, and let me do some calculations and figure out how many weapons this group has, and I'll be right back with you. All right. So what we have came up with is 24 missile pods and 15 MAC cannons and 3 super MAC cannons. So we're gonna bring the weapon reference data here. We're gonna launch the 3 super MAC cannons first. They roll the hit on 4. Their thrust is 1. Our thrust is 3. 3 gives you -1. So it has to hit on a 5. And it shield skips on a 6. We have 1 shield skipper and 2 hits. Oh boy. Let's accumulate this damage real quick, because we're doing 3 shield damage each, but 1 is doing a shield skip. So 2 hull. And the AEA commander is gonna designate this one as the one that got hit. It just somehow went to the side. But this got hit. We have a frigate at 5 total, so 3 shield and 2 hull points. 2 hull damage, and the shield skipper kills the frigate. Yikes. Whew. So that's 1. The other one, we have 3 damage to this shield, and then another 3 damage kills this frigate. Or another 2 damage, excuse me, kills this frigate, because it's into the hull. This has 2 damage left, so that's everything with the super MAC cannon. Now, I think this might get, that battle group might get wiped out. We have 24, which I already accumulated the dice. 24 missile pods at -1 and on target lock as well. So let's roll these 24. And we need to get a 7 for these missile pods. Alright, let's counter up. 1. No. 2. This is a bad roll. 3, 5, 6. That's it. So these light cruisers have ADS, so they have to roll 8 to be able to shoot these missiles down. 1 shot down. So that's another 5 damage that needs to be accumulated. The light cruisers have Oh, hey. Hey, Tabitha. Admiral. Hey. Yeah. You want to play? Not today? Okay. I know, your fleet's not painted yet. We'll get there. But anywho, the light cruiser has 5 shield strength. They're going to accumulate all of that damage onto that ship. So that ship has 0 shields left. Okay. Now is the Mac cannons. We have 15 Mac cannons. So 5. And these ones can't be shot down. 15. Alright. There. 4 is the original number. Moving at thrust 3, so -1. So we're hitting on 5s. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits total. They both do 1 shield or 1 hull apiece. So we have 3 hull points. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits. Boom. That one's dead because the rest of the shots, there's 4, and there's 2 hull points left. So this is completely crushed battle group, which gives, wow. I like that. So now, see, look, it looked to me when I was playing the last turn, I thought AAA was going to be doing pretty good over here. But now that this came back up here, it just wiped them off the map. Completely wiped them off the map. And I didn't even deploy the dropships with fighters yet. That's going to be on the next turn. I didn't do that for a reason. Alright, so now that's that turn. So let's mark this as completed. And whew, I cannot believe it. That is that battle group. Goodbye. Goodbye, good night, sweet prince. Yeehaw. Let's move on. Okay, we're gonna go back into the bag. SRP Group 2. That is here, which they're forced to retreat at maximum thrust. So they're gonna go 12 inches back. They may live to fight another day. Okay, so now that one's done. Back in the bag. We got AEA Group 3. So here's our Group 3, moving down to Thrust 3. First thing they're gonna do, they are going to deploy their 2 interceptors. And they have their 2 interceptors right here. I think they're in these ones. Yep. They do not have any dropships on there. They're kind of a little light when it comes to fighting. They have the power armor and these guys in this group. So luckily they deployed their power armor before they got wiped. So that was good because they can hold this. They can still get their point. Speaking of that, let me add the battle group structure point for SRP. That's in group 1. So they get 1 total so far. Okay. Next, we're going to move interceptors. I think they go 12 inches. Let's see here. Yes, 12 inches, so they're gonna go right up here, right on the other side of these. So this one will go here. I don't know why I retracted that. I still need it. I'm trying to make it as quiet as possible. I'm sure it's really annoying. And this one's gonna move right there to that white dot. Whew. There we go. We have launched the fighters. The I think two, maybe. I think there's a fighter on this one. That's about it for this group. There's not many strike fighters, so this is a very light strike fighter fight. So we're gonna move, we're going to move these guys next. Since we moved the interceptors, we need to move 9 inches forward. This. Right there. They're gonna move right here. She wants to play. All right. And if they can make any range on Mac cannons, they cannot. They do not make the range. So their turn is over. That is unfortunate for them, because if they were able to shoot at them, that would have been a good deal for them for sure. Oh boy. Okay, so let's move on. We have a SRP 0, so SRP commander can choose what group that is not already activated. Do this is done. So we're gonna move these guys first. We're gonna move them up, and they stay at thrust 4. Yeah, they were the ones that could have went up to thrust 5 when I first activated them, but I did not. But they're gonna go thrust 4, so they're gonna leapfrog ahead. Yeah. I think they're in range. Do you think they're in range? Yeah? Let's see. Oh, it looks like they're in range. Yeah. They're in range. Yeah. Okay. So they moved thrust 4. Oh man. That was a mistake. They moved thrust 4. Got some hairs still on my hands. And dude, I thought they had this one. This one right here. They do. Nope, those are heavy frigates. Yeah, so I keep confusing myself because these are supposed to be T3 heavy destroyers. And then there's this one's a T3 battlecruiser, but I printed these when I first got into the game, so I didn't really realize the difference, and I just kind of printed what I thought I was supposed to print, and I wound up misprinting, I think this group, yeah, I misprinted this group and that one, so I always throw myself for a loop trying to remember, because this is an auxiliary group, and I keep forgetting to do keep this out. For our combat groups, auxiliary groups, our bombard groups, our patrol groups, picket groups, defender groups, always keep track of your groups. I'm trying to devise a better system, but I think it's going to wind up making an image thing, you know, of each fleet, and I have to keep every stat right there, even these, so then you can always remember that your group, what your group does, because there is a lot of things to keep track of. But if you want to play it in the most basic way, you can leave a lot out. If you want to just shoot at each other, you can leave a lot out. It's pretty cool. But at the same time, you want to get deep into this game, you can take every stat, everything that can happen, and you can factor it in. You just have to take the time and remember. And your opponent also, you know, it's always better to have both people experience at the game, but this game is so young that, you know, you can't really do that sometimes, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's move on to the shooting phase, and we are going to use these T3 heavy destroyers. They have six missile pods and 4 MAC cannons apiece. And the missile pods, they reach out to 8 inches. So let's just make sure that the missile pods can reach. Yes, just made it, about 1/2 inch. So missile pods will only be able to shoot the front ones, but the MAC cannons, if the AEA commander decides to, can, you know, allocate the damage back here if he wants to. There we go. Those were the words I'm looking for. So 6 apiece. Yeah, 6 missile pods apiece, which will equal 24 total dice that we need to roll. A big bird? Wow, hold on. Might get a shot of the woodpecker here. There he is. Thought I heard something big landing. Oh, there he goes. I love that bird feeder. Anyways, we were getting 24. I love living out in the middle of nowhere. Pretty satisfying. Alright, so 20 and 4. Okay, so there's our 24. And our missile pods, they went thrust 4. So at thrust 4, we're getting a -2. They went at thrust 3, they're getting -1 as well. Only on the missile pods. So we're going to try to get 9s with these. Oops. Yeah, all right. All right, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So 4, and then they have 4 ADS. Let me make sure. +1 ADS on the frigates, so 6 ADS. So they have to get a 4 and above. Unless it starts at 5. No, it's 4. Yeah. So 4 and above. 2. 2 damage allocated with missile pods. And they're going to allocate them on the attack boat squadrons, which have 3. So that takes them down to 1 shield. So this has 1 shield left. Right there. Okay. So now we have to do the mat cannons. And they are not going to have their penalty. They will only have the penalty for my movement. So the mat cannons are going to hit on 4 plus 2. And there is 4 mat cannons apiece. So 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 12, and 16. And we are hitting on 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Yes. It would be 7s, but they're hypervelocity. So that's why. So hitting on 6s. See what we can do. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots hit. So they're going to accumulate the damage for the 8 shots. One, 2, 3 kills the attack boat. 1, 2, 3. 5 kills the other attack boat. Those Sino-Russian guns are nothing to be messed with. Oh boy. So that's 2 attack boat squadrons down. And that ends the turn for Battle Group 5. Alright. Move our dice back and reset and go back to here. We have an AEA 1. That is dead. So let's grab the bag. We have Sino-Russian Pact 5. That's that one. It already moved. Let's go back into the bag. Sino-Russian Pact 4. That's going to be this group right here. This is not going to handle for that. Oh my god. Alright, they're moving down to thrust 4 since they had the +1 thrust on the last one. So we're going to move 12 inches forward to secure the side objective. Let's see them move like this. 2. Let's move the tokens up here. Thrust 4, and all of them. That's all going to be in range, and it might side guns. Side guns. I don't know if they have them. I don't think they do. So pretty much we could shoot everything at them. They don't have the gun batteries. That's a shame. 3. So 3, 6. I forgot to deploy the drop ships. Oh boy. Well, that's okay. It's okay. Next turn we'll be able to do it, and we're fly them over there and try to see what we can do. And try to get 3 out and reinforce. So, these guys are going to get shot at by 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 missile pods and 15 MAC cannons. God help them. Let's see if we got enough. I don't think we do. Oh, extra one in my pocket. There we go. So that's our MAC cannons. This is our missile pods. They move thrust 4. They move thrust 3. -2, -1. Missile pods 6+. So 9s. One, two hit. Okay. So out of the 2, they lost, I think, 2 ADS points. The attack boats don't even have ADS. So they lost 2 frigates. So they got 4, 6, and then the destroyers. Yeah, destroyers have ADS, so 4, 5, 6. So 4s, they got a hit. Both of them are saved. Okay, next is our MAC cannons. They hit on 4, hypervelocity, -2. So we're hitting on 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So 7 damage total. We got to accumulate that damage, so we're gonna accumulate that onto these probably the destroyers. Yeah, 1 destroyer's down, which gives me 1, because you have 4 shield and 2 hull points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives me 1 damage left to accumulate, and we're gonna accumulate that onto let's accumulate the 1 damage to the heavy cruiser, which will drink. Well, it will drink. It will bring that down to 6 shields, so it absorbs the 1. That was probably the smartest move, since it has the most shields. So, and we want that ADS. Now, with 1 destroyer down, it's 5 instead of, if we took out these guys, it would have been 8. So, smart move on that AEA commander to allocate the damage accordingly. They shot down both the missiles. It was just those MAC cannons that were the brutal one. And the SRP commander got a little ahead of himself and decided to, or herself. This is forgot, Rear Admiral Pearson and I think she's a Rear Admiral too. They're both females. Yeah, Rear Admiral Dong Hu. So she is commanding in this ship here, and Pearson is commanding in this ship. I should have let you know in the beginning, but now things are a little more, I don't know. I don't know the words. I'm getting tired. I'm thinking about a lot. So let's move on. Let's just continue, and I will pause for a second and come back. Okay, so the turn is over for SRP Battle Group 4. And you need to go into the bag here. We're almost done with this turn. We have no ground combat that will partake in this. SRP Group 1. And that would be this group. And they are going to take a shot at them once they move. And they're at 0 thrust right now. They are going to move at least 3 thrusts to hopscotch a little bit. Oh yeah, they're in kill zone. But they're about to be in the kill zone for them too, so. It was right here. Line them up. Line them up right here. We got 1 hole left. Okay. Very nice. So we have 12 missiles and 12. So 4, 8, 12. Unless it was 3? Or was it 4? Yeah, it's 3. So 3, 6, 9. So it's 9. 9. 9. 9. Yeah. 3, 6. They almost messed up there. Almost gave them more shooting than they deserve. Alright. So we moved thrust 3. So it's -1. And they moved thrust 3. So it's -1. Missiles, as we know, they do 6+. So -1 would be 7, and another -1 would be 8. So we are looking for 8s this time. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. So 8 can be intercepted with 5. No, no. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. So 3 missiles have been intercepted by the AEA air defense system. Area denial system. So we have 5 to accumulate. And then we have another 9 for MAC cannons. Okay, so MAC cannons, right here, 4 again, -1, so 5, hypervelocity does not count their thrust, so hitting on 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 more damage. And now our destroyer has 6. So we're going to take out another destroyer. And then accumulate the rest on this one. So 2 damage, 2 shield left on this heavy cruiser. So it's still absorbing some hits, but they lost 4. They're almost at their break point. 1 more ship they lose, they're at a break point right there, and they have to decide if they're going to continue or run. And that would be our, I think, last one, except for 5 right here. I'm pretty sure this one's dead. I'm gonna move them over to the dead boys pile. And the last 2 tokens. I think one's a 0 and one's a 5. Let's see. This is 5. Yep, that's our last group. And 0 here, so we're gonna take both those tokens out. And that is what we have for this. And we need a yellow die for that. I don't know where that one went. Oh wait,
a really cool guy that remembers everything.
I'm slow today. These are our movement for our AEA. Alright, anywho, moving on. We are going to move this group and kind of like get here, shoot at them, and just kind of protect these. So we're gonna move thrust 4, and we have assassin systems on this. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move if 9 inches is up to the objective, we're gonna move there because we need that point. Yeah, because we can move 60 degrees and move to the objective. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move our 60 degrees. And we're gonna move up to the objective. We're gonna move up to the objective right here. Alright, they move thrust 4. And they have now, we're gonna spread them out so they can shoot past each other. There you go. That's just aesthetic purposes. We're gonna do some shooting with our Lancers. So we're gonna go through the Mat Cannon stats. Mat Cannons for the AEA. We have 4+, also hypervelocity. This group has assassin systems and is also an auxiliary group, so that gives them a +1 to hit. So moving at 4 gives them -2. Hypervelocity negates that, so their -2 now will turn into a -1. So they have to hit on 5s, and each one has 2 Mat Cannons. So that's 8 total. And they have to hit on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 hit. And it's assassin system, so we can choose ourselves which one we want to just either destroy or damage. And we are going to do some damage. Let me go look at this. It's going to take it down to half. See, the big targets aren't really the best, so we're going to just take a frigate out. There's 3 and 2, and we only have 4. So it's going to take a frigate down just to 1 hole. So that's not really a good one. Let's just take the Red Dragon battleship down to 4 shield. Let's do that. Alright. So we have 4 shield. Alright. And now we have 2 missiles apiece. So that's another 8. And they hit on, the Anglo missile pods hit on 5s. And then we have -2 and -1. So we have to get an 8. All misses, every single one of them. Well, there we go. That is the end of this turn. Because we have no CQB actions, we only have the civilians that are moving next. So they're gonna go here. And then they're gonna go here. Okay, my SD card ran out, but we moved this last one, and that's where we ended. So we're gonna recap this turn. We are currently at 5, 6, 7 to 4. So AEA has a clear advantage at the moment, but that could turn dramatically any moment here. We have one group running away. So if they're dead, that's another point. If they kill this group, that's another point. They're gonna get another 2 points here. They're gonna have to react over here, and they might be able to get another point if they can wipe out that group too. So even though AEA is controlling this and this, they don't have any ground forces yet. So they're only getting 1 point for this objective. They get 2 points for this objective. And SRP gets 2 points for this objective. So now we're gonna roll for initiative for who gets the next draw. We have 5 for SRP, 4 for AEA. SRP draws first. Alright, here we go. The SRP commander is drawing first. Let's see. What do we got? We have a 2, an SRP 2. Oh, we gotta remove our turn ending tokens or dice. And we have SRP group 2. That is gonna be this one here. So we're gonna try to recover. Alright, so it has to take a morale check and get a 7 or 6. Let's see. The Lancers were confident. Yeah, so they need a 6 to be able to turn around. Nothing. So 3, maximum thrust. I'm gonna keep moving back. One hole. It's probably for the best. I wouldn't have wanted to turn around either. Alright. Oh, that's AEA group 2. Oh, silly me. Alright, we're gonna move her back. It's SRP group 2 that needs to get out of here even more. They are the ones that are moving back. Right here. Alright. And they moved thrust 4. And their turn is over. Alright, AEA commander is now drawn out of the bag. Oh, can't grab it. There we go. Alright, what do we get? AEA group 3. Here we go. Here's our group 3. It's kind of hard for them to do anything, so they're gonna use 60 degrees, but they're actually gonna go 90, right? So they're gonna go 90. So that's 1, and then 3 is 2 thrusts. So, because they're going 60 degrees plus additional 30 degrees and 3 inches. So right here. Right, so that's that, and then they're gonna turn like this. Another. There we go. So that is 3 thrust. And they are going to fire at this group. Alright. So we have Mac cannons for the heavy cruisers. And for the frigates, we just have kinetic guns. So we have 2, 4 Mac cannons. So we're going to do the Mac cannons first. Hypervelocity negates everything. We went thrust 3, Thrust 3 gives you -1. So we are going to find 5s for our mat cannons. And we have 2 mat cannons each. Three hits. So the SRP commander is going to designate this right here as the ship that got hit, and we're going to verify 4 shields, so they have 1 shield left. Right here. So that's the MAC cannons. Next, we're going to fire the missile pods. So we have 2 missile pods per frigate, so that's 4. And then 2 missile pods per heavy cruiser, so that's another 4. So that's 8 missile pods total. That group is moving at 4 thrust, so that's -2. We're moving at 3 thrust, so that's -1. Anglo-European missiles, they roll at 5. So we're 5, 6, 7, 8. We're looking for 8s. We have 3 that hit, and they have 1 ADS apiece, so that's 5 that they need to stop them. 2, only 1 hits, so now this has no shield. That ship has no shield left. Okay. So now we have our kinetic guns. So we have on the heavy cruiser 4 kinetic guns apiece. So it's 8 plus 2 for the frigates. So that gives us 12. 4, 8, 10, need 1 more. 12. There we go. So the kinetic guns, they're hitting on 4s. -3. So 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. So 5 damage total. We're going to actually allocate it, since it's a different weapon. Oh wait, can you do that? I don't know. I'm just going to allocate it on the same one and take 2 damage on another one. So this one's gone. And then we're going to do 2 damage on this one back here. I forgot if you have to allocate it all to the same model. I think you do, but I thought that was only for the weapon, but I think it is for firing regardless. So you keep allocating it until the end. And it was 3, because it has 3 hull. It had 0 shields left. Yep, 3 hull. So that's 3, so we have 3 damage to allocate. And this has 4 shields, so it has 1 shield left. So let's move 1 more here. And that is the firing for this group. And the turn is complete for group number 3 of the AEA. Okay, next. Draw, and we have AEA Group 5. So this is the SRP commander's draw, and he drew Group 5, which is this group here, and they're going to further move up just a tad and move to the side. Let's move these out of the way, just like before. So 4 power armors in here, and okay, and 4, or this is going to be 1 throw section. Alright. And they're going to shoot all their Mac cannons once again here, and they have assassin systems, so they're going to once again target that. And they have 8 total Mac cannons. So there's their 8. And they went 1, so it's 0. They're traveling at 3, so that's -1, but it's Mac cannon, so it doesn't count. So we're looking for a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. That is gonna wipe that out, I think. Because we have 4. No, it's not actually. It's gonna go down to 2 hull though. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 hull. But it's still not over. Let's take that shield out. Whew. That's the advantage of the one bag system, is this group got real lucky to activate before this group. That is very good. Alright, next we're going to shoot the missiles, because Lancers have 2 missile pods apiece. So that's another 8 shots. And they have 0 and -1. And the missiles hit on 5, so -1 gives me a 6. Then we have 1, 2. Ugh. And they have 3 frigates. And those frigates have ADS +1. So they have to hit 4. Full hit. Takes it out. Holy crap. The red dragon is down. The Admiral is dead. Unbelievable. So the commander's dead. I think that makes them have to do a morale check. No, it's just the break point. But they lost cohesion, so they lost all of their boosts, they lost all of their skill checkpoints, all that stuff. They're not going to get a better morale, so they're going to be like -1 on their morale, I think, too. Whew! Wow. So that's the turn for those Lancers. So that shows you the power of the Mac cannon. And the missiles. That, whew, man, that was mega lucky. Okay. It's the assassin systems. That's what really sealed the deal there. So the Red Dragon battleship has been neutralized. That is a unseen turn of events there. Alright, moving on. It's the AEA commander's turn. And they drew Battle Group 4, which is this far group. So Battle Group 4 here, they are actually going to reduce their speed to 0. They're not even going to move. Yikes. And they only have -1, so. But with those Mac cannons, it doesn't matter. So we have 4. And then, let me shuffle. Get in the draft. There we go. 4 -1. Looking for 5s. There's 4 ships in the group. Those ships have, I think, 3 Mac cannons apiece. Yes. So 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. All right. So we're looking for 5s. Actually, we're +1. I forgot about that. So we're +1. They're -1. So we're actually looking for 4s. Oh boy, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage total. Oh boy. That's not good. Alright. So it's 8. And then another 3, 6, 9, 12. Alright. So it's 8, and then we have 12 for the missiles. And those missiles hitting on 6 +1, so 5, -1, back to 6. One, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. And then +2, +2, so 6 for ADS roll. 1. So our total damage is 3, 6, 9, 11. So we have to accumulate 11 damage. And they're gonna, the AA commander is deciding now. They're gonna lose both frigates and move their heavy cruiser down to 1. Each frigate has 5 hit points, 3 shield, 2 hull. So that's 10 damage, 2 frigates down, and then 1 more damage is allocated, target locked on to this one as the closest. Okay, so that ends the turn for Battle Group 4. I think these guys are not going to be lasting much longer. Let's get all this dice and what it's supposed to be. Okay, there we go. Wow, this is getting brutal, I gotta say. All right, let's SRP commander choosing. SRP 1. That's gonna be this group right here. Oh dear God. All right, so what they're gonna do, they're gonna move up 3 inches with a slight tilt. Thrust 1. Okay. Now, obviously. Okay. See, I could have taken the dropships off. I forgot to do that again. But, or are they in here? I don't think they're in there. Is that 2? That's Battle Group 5. Yeah, Battle Group 5 doesn't have anything in there. So they still have 4 dropships. But unfortunately, I kept forgetting because it was these guys that dropped their stuff over there. So we're going to continue and get 12 of these. Alright. And they're thrust 1, 0, and hypervelocity negates any of that. So I think it's patrol. What is the battle group? They are battle group 1. And battle group 1 is a patrol group. And the patrol group can shoot before or after they move. So they're shooting after they move. So it really doesn't matter. We are going to hit on 4s. Dear God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage total. We have for the heavy cruiser 7 shields and 4 hull, but this one takes 5 damage to die. And there goes that. And this 7 shields goes down to 2 shields after that damage is accumulated. So down to 2 shields. And this one has been lost and is perished in battle. Okay. So that is their... No, they have missiles to shoot. They're not done yet. They are not done yet. So they have to hit on 7 because it's 6 minus 0 minus 1. So 7. One, 2, 3, 4 hits. And they have no ADS, so they have to roll 10. Nothing. So 4 minus 2, 4 hull, minus 2 gives me 2 hull left for the flagship. Looks like they ran into a Mac cannon wall there. Alright, so that ends the turn for them. Boom. Okay. Back to here. This is the SRP commander or AA commander. It's a 50-50 chance. 2. So we have battle group 2. There we go. Has to roll a 6+ to be able to get back into the fight. I don't think they're gonna want to do that. Rolls a 3, so they do not get back into the fight. And they move at their maximum thrust back here. So they're continuing their retreat to be able to get into FTL after they are no longer mass locked with all of this nonsense going on. The AEA has lost a lot of ships today. Look at this. That's incredible. Alright. So that turn is over. Let's mark that one. Alright. Here we go again. SRP 5. Battle Group 5. Which is this one. But they have decided on better judgment. And they decide that they're just going to turn and move just a hair. And everybody gets in line here. They're going to move to get that one thrust. Because if we go 3 thrusts, we're going to be way too close. We don't want to be there. So there, 1 thrust. Where's that one? There it is. Okay, so 1 thrust. They're going to fire everything into this group. We have 4 T3 heavy destroyers, 6 missile pods, 4 Mac cannons. So once again, we're going to shoot 24 missile pods. There's our 24 missile pods. Okay, and the missiles, they went 1, so they have 0. This group went 3, so it was a -1. Missiles for the SRP, once again, rolled a hit is 6. So +1 or -1 would be 7. Or how? Let me just say it right. I don't want to confuse anybody. Yeah. So so they went 3. So it would be -1 for the shooting effect, which would increase it to 7. I know it's a little confusing, but I'm sure you all understand. Most people, I think, have played tabletop before, so they get it. The faster you go, the harder it is to shoot. So, all right, 24 hitting on 7. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's it. So we have 11 hits, and they have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they have to get 4s to shoot these down. This. Dang, that's a lot of ADS. Okay, so 2 hits, and now the finale, which is our MAC cannons. So 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 12, 16. MAC cannons, -1, but doesn't matter. Hypervelocity, gotta always remember that. So 4, and then 0, so I am hitting on 4s. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So total damage 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 damage total. Okay. So as the AEA commander decides, thinks he's gonna go for the attack boats too. So it's gonna be this attack boat, and this attack boat will take out 10 damage. And then we have 2 damage left. So we're going to apply that to this last attack boat. So he will have 1 shield left. Because attack boats have 3 shields. So he will have 1 shield left. If I can fit my finger in there. There we go. So 1 shield left. And that concludes Battle Group 5. Okay, so next we have an AEA Battle Group 4. That would be this group. They lost a couple ships, so that kind of sucks for them. But they're going to continue holding this objective in space. And they're just going to move right here at thrust 1. And you're just gonna bunch up. Oops. Watch out and try not to get hit by asteroids. So they're gonna move them. And then all of these are going to turn into shock troops. So all 8 have landed in the center objective. And now that gives them control of those station guns. So now there's 8 shock troops for the AEA They have landed into the center objective. So now they have 2 land objectives, and you know, I think the AEA is still going to win on points alone. Okay, so next they're going to fire into this heavy destroyer group. We have 2 attack boat squadrons left. So that's 4 8 missile pods for those guys. And then we have 4 light cruisers left. That's a lot of missiles. 16 plus 8, so 24. Again. 24. Okay, and then the AEA missiles, 5, 1, thrust 1 for these guys too. So nothing, so 5s basically is what I'm looking for. Yep, so rolling for 5s. All right, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 hits so far. And then these guys, how much ADS does the T3 Heavy Destroyer have? 0. So they have to get 10s. Ooh. 1. 1. Yikes. Alright, so that's all the hits for that. And next is attack boats. 3 kinetic guns each. Light cruisers, 4 kinetic guns each. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22. 5, 10. With all those hits, we don't have enough. But luckily, we have more dice. So we need 22. There's 22. All right. So these are kinetic guns. There's thrust 1, there's thrust 1. They're not hyper velocity. No penalties on either way. So we are going to be hitting on 4+. Oops. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Oh man, I think that might have wiped the whole group. Alright. So each destroyer has, they have 6 shields and 3 hull points. So 1, 2, 9. This is 1. Down. 3, 9. The second one. It's right here. Down. And 3, 6. So shields down. Oops. Crap. Uh-oh. Shields down on this one. And this. Crap. I don't remember. We'll just say he has 1 hull left. something happened. There was an explosion inside the ship. Whoops. Happens sometimes. Alright, so 0 shields. That would conclude the firing phase for this group. We took a little bit of hits, but we lived to fight another day. So far, they haven't hit their break point. That's an advantage. They have hit their break point, so we have to do a skill check. I forgot about the skill check for that one, so let's do that real quick. Commander Pearson has a +1. We're gonna go verify that, and this, it's got things everywhere. One day we're gonna have a professional setup. All right, so +2, so 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh boy. All right, so I'm turning around, turning all around. Yep, totally forgot to do that, but we made it up. Okay. All right. They haven't hit the threshold, so that's fine. We're gonna move on and draw the next battle group. AEA 0. Everything's already activated. Sino-Russian Pact 3. These guys, they are going for revenge. They're gonna move up to thrust 1, just a hair. They're gonna kind of get back together. Thrust 1. They're gonna have -1 on shooting, I believe, because their commander is dead. And they are a bombard group, which increases their range. So that really doesn't matter for us. Let me get our quick reference out again. There we go. Bombard, yeah. 2 + 2 range to weapons, so really that doesn't matter. Okay, so they moved up, thrust 1. They're gonna shoot everything that they have left at that Lancer group. And they have Battle Cruiser T3. So we're gonna shoot the missile pods first. 6, battleship 9, and 3 frigates. 12, 15, 18. So 18 missiles. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 3, 6, 9, yeah, and then 3, and then 6. Yes. Okay. So we have those missiles. The Lancers do not have ADS, if I am remembering correctly. They do not. So they have to intercept the missiles on a 10. So this might end up like it ended up for them. And we have to hit on a... Whoa, they're stopped. That's right. Oh wait, or did they go 1? Oh yeah, they did go 1. That's right. Okay, so never mind on that. So we have to hit on a 6 for these missiles. Oh boy. Oh my god. That is a strong battle group. Alright, now it has to roll 10s to intercept. 1, 2. Okay, so these ones are damage. And next weapon is our Mac cannons. So we have 5, 9, 11, 13, 15 Mac cannons. 5, 10, 15. Alright. And the Matt cannons, hypervelocity, no penalties. So we're going to be hitting on 4s. 2, 3. Misses. Miss. Alright. Whoop. There. Okay. Let's accumulate this damage. Alright. Each Lancer is 5 hit points. 5. 5. 5. And one has these 3. Oh man. Whew. There's like nothing left of this AEA fleet. And then 3 takes down the shields. So this one's also at, let's do blue for AEA. This one's also at a 0. No shields on that. Good lord, that is insane. Alright. I think this is the last draw. We have 1. That one's destroyed. So our last draw is a 0 token for the SRP. And they have all gone already. So that is end of turn 5. So let me get back to you in a moment here. All right, we have turn 5 completed. And this battle is just about over. Ship-wise, the SRP is clearly dominating the field, especially with these 2 groups, Group 1 and Group 4. They have been a absolute force to be reckoned with. We have 3 groups total that are retreating. We have the 1 AEA group that's still holding its ground, almost wiped out that group completely. They're gonna have a fun time flanking these ships in the next group, but I think they're gonna probably go for the kill right there just so they can get that point. And then yeah, SRP, they're kind of slacking right now, but these guys will be able to shoot their station guns in this turn as well at the very end. So that could determine the game. If they can kill a battle group or something and finish off another battle group after SRP, wipes out the map, they technically could possibly win still, which that would be crazy. Wow, yeah, that would be crazy. But I still think AEA is gonna win. So, but let's move on to the 6th turn of our tutorial game, which has been absolutely an epic one. I was for a while there, I wasn't really too sure how I was gonna do this, and I'm winding up doing it just with the GoPro. Just a GoPro Black Hero 7 with 4K at 30 FPS, so hopefully it turns out to be pretty nice. There's no super view on it, so it's just the wide angle. I'll just do a little pan over shots here. Trying to get the kitchen all the way. And we're gonna move the civilians. The civilian, they're gonna move off the map and warp out. The civilian just decided to stay. They're like, nah, we're not leaving this. It's not worth it. And then these guys, they're all gonna move back over here. And then we have this guy. He's gonna move here, but he's not close enough to warp out yet. So that's our civilians. And we will move on. Finally, to the end. Here we go. For turn 6. Whew, okay. So I think that, like I said before, I think the AEA is still going to win on points, but typically I think you usually go to 5 turns, but I like going to 6 turns just because there could be a lot of things that could happen, you know? But I think the AEA is going to win. I think they're going to hold out, especially now that Super Mac Cannon's off the field. But I know they're going to get at least 1 point for this, and probably space control too. And then they're going to get 2 points for that, but they're not going to get ground control. So that's the downside for this objective at least. But this objective, I don't think there's any way that they're going to be able to do that, because they're going to be able to get at least 2 points. They're not going to be able to reach them unless they do a Hail Mary or something. Let's try it. Let's try it. That should be real cool if we can pull it off, because they have 1 left. So let's roll for initiative. Well, for a 1 bag game, it really doesn't matter to do this, I guess. Just on the very beginning. So we have 0 for the SRP. So, for the SRP. Excuse me. So, SRP commander draws first. And they are going to be drawing SRP 4, which is going to be this group here. And they are going to stay stationary and try to finish this off, which isn't going to be very hard to do since it has 2 hull. We're going to be adding a point here very soon, I believe. And that's 3, 6, 9, and 12. We're going to shoot the Mac cannons first. They have a +1, so they're going to hit on 3 this time. And all you have to do is get 2 hits. And that's all it hits. Yeah, it's dead. So that's 1 more point. Admiral is dead for the AEA. The Admiral is also dead for SRP. So that's a lot of destruction there. So that is going to end the turn for them, since they can't really shoot at anything else. And we are going to add 1 more point for SRP. All right. Next draw. AEA Commander. AEA 4. This group is going to stay stationary. I'm gonna move it 6. They're going to stay stationary. Or actually, no. We're actually going to move them. They're going to be within space contention range still. We're going to just move them more to A. So yeah, they still control. Let's thrust 1 there. And they're going to shoot at this to gain that extra point. So we have 0 shields here. So that's going to go down quick. So let's shoot the Mac cannon, or the kinetic guns first, since they actually do damage without having to use ADS. Kinetic guns. 4 up. They moved 1, so no movement penalties. So they're gonna hit on 4s. We just have to figure out exactly how many. 4, 8, 12, 16. I think 3. Yep, 3. 16, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 22. And then hit on 4. One. I would say it's safe to say that battle group is dead. Yes. Gone. You shall be gone. She is enjoying the game. Yes, you are, aren't you? Yeah, you watching the destruction? You just wish it was your group, don't you? Alright. So now that group is gone. And we are going to add another point for AEA. Okay. Alright. Let's pet the cat. Okay. So that was unfortunate, but that's how it rolls. Oh, we have to add the dice. This turn is over. And we have some wild asteroids. Still going wild. Alright. Let's draw. It says AEA 2. 2. Do this for fun, even though it doesn't really matter. Need a 6 or above. 4. Nope. They're like, heck no. Gone. Out of the map. So 2's gone, but I don't think on the edge of the moves from play. It does not count as a casualty, so there's no points added for casualty. Alright, so now that one has retreated, we're going to draw again. SRP 1. Oh yeah. We're gonna try to do a Hail Mary if they have this. I don't remember if they do or not. I'm looking for something very particular. All ahead full, baby. Alright. Let's look at this and make sure the rule. Let's read it out. All ahead full. The commander orders a battle group to maximum speed. All ships in the battle group gain 1 thrust for the activation. No turns of any kind may be executed by any ship in the battle group. Well, that's the catch. And that ship already retreated. I just realized that because I wasn't thinking straight. So that ship already retreated. So we're gonna turn 60, 3 thrust all the way backwards. And we're gonna fire everything at this group. So we got 3 thrusts. So -1, -0. Alright. So we're gonna shoot mat cannons. 3, 6, 9, 12. We have to get 5s because we have 3, so that's -1. And then thrust 1, which is -0. Yeah? Okay. Alright. I already fed you. So she just wants more pets. She's greedy in the pets. She likes her pets. Alright. I can't say no to you. Okay. Anyways, we need 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4 5s for the mat cannons. And then we have 3, 6, 9, 12. That's for the missile pods. And the missile pods, once again, 6 plus, -1, so 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, did they attack boats? I keep forgetting. No, they don't. So 4, so they have to get 6 to stop the ordnance. Oof. 3 blocked. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. That's it. I'm gonna step over the cat. So 6 damage. They're gonna apply 3 damage to the attack boat. There we go. 1 down. And then 3 more damage is gonna give this attack boat 0 shields. Okay. So 1 attack boat squadron has been destroyed. Okay. You got anything to say? Not this time? Just stretching? Okay. Anywho, that group is now done. We are at the last bit here. Okay. Draw. And we have SRP 0. So it is the SRP commander's choice. And they really only have the one to use, because I'm sure they don't want to run away with that one. Or try not to run away, because there's nothing they can do even if they turn around. So we're going to just shoot at this. It's dead. It's dead. Let's shoot the mat cannons. Let's just end it. So we have battle cruiser, 5, 9, frigates, 2. So 6, 15. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And they are moving at thrust 0. Actually, I take that back. Since they haven't moved yet, they're gonna shoot, but they haven't moved yet. They haven't done that, so they're gonna just move close enough to get this command point. That would have been stupid for me to not do that. There's a thrust 2 there. It was a little more than 3 inches. And now we have to hit on 4. Oop. There, here we go. Oop. 1, 2. Yeah, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, that's dead. So this one's gone. We're gonna add 1 more point for SRP. 1 more. Okay. Next. That one's finished. So we're gonna move our dice here. And we're gonna select her up. We have SRP 3. And that is... Oh, I must have put them back in there on accident. My bad. Oh wait, I drew 0. But that one was already activated, so. Alright, we have 5. Or, yeah, 5. Yep, 5. 5 here. That one's gone. So we're gonna have to draw again. Alright. SRP 5. Which is dead. That group is gone. So Draw again. AEA 3. AEA's turn is gone. It's done. Done and gone. I think there's just one. I think that's it, actually. Yeah, that's it. I need to... why am I doing this? That's it. So this group, you know, whoop-de-doo, gets a 9, decides, hey, we're gonna join the fight. Goes here, nothing it can do because it's game over. So what we're gonna do is tally up the rest of the points. So we have 1, 3. 2, 3. Okay, so 4, 5, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points for AEA. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So our winner, in points at least, is the AEA. Let's not worry about the station guns. But to go over the station guns, let me kind of tell you what they could have done if it was absolutely essential for us to use them. Let me get right back with you. Okay, so they have 4 shots each. So that would have been 12 shots, and they hit on 5+, and the range is 12 inches. So this is our gun platforms here, and then they also have missiles, 6+ a hit, 6 shots, 360 degrees. Ugh, we need to fix that. I don't think I ever can. I need to tear the whole thing apart to fix it. But all right, that is our tutorial game. I really hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. It was a lot of fun. It's interesting playing against yourself, you know, because you're equally matched. It's just all about the dice, you know. It was in the favor of the Sino-Russian Pact, but out of pure tenacity and the ability to hold strategic locations a little bit better, the Anglo-European Alliance wound up winning in the end. But this battle is not over. They never are. This eternal war goes on forever against the Anglo-European Alliance and the Sino-Russian Pact. I don't think it will end anytime soon. So until next time, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And then until next time, catch you on the flip side, gang. Peace out, legends.